Police say that she was shot right in the area of Southwest 268th Street and 127th Avenue just before 4 o'clock.
This information is limited, but we were able to speak with a witness who says it all began with an argument between two women and then ended in gunfire. So take a look at some video taken yesterday. For hours, investigators with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office investigated the parking lot of the Sunoco gas station. The witness says the victim was walking to the convenience store when the alleged shooter was driving near her and allegedly almost ran her over.
A woman was shot and killed in broad daylight at a gas station in Homestead, and it happened so quickly that by the time bystanders realized it was real, someone's sister, someone's friend, someone's baby before I had babies was already lying on the pavement. What makes this case especially heavy is that it was not a robbery or a planned attack. It was, according to witnesses and investigators, an everyday argument that escalated from words to pride to physical contact and then to gunfire. This is the story of LaTrosha Yvette Williams, a 42-year-old woman who was shot on March 1st outside a Sunoco gas station in southwest Miami-Dade, where the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office said deputies responded just before 4 in the afternoon to reports of a shooting and found LaTrosha suffering from an apparent gunshot wound, and Miami-Dade Fire Rescue transported her to the hospital in critical condition. But despite life-saving efforts, she later died. Homicide detectives took over and spent hours processing the scene because what happened in the moments before the shots were fired is central to the case. As a witness who asked not to be identified said it began with a close call involving a vehicle, with LaTrosha walking toward the convenience store when a woman driving into the gas station allegedly came close to hitting her, prompting LaTrosha to confront the driver and tell her she needed to learn how to drive, which quickly became heated, and surveillance video shows the two arguing for roughly 30 seconds before the driver went inside the store, while LaTrosha removed her hoodie and a witness attempted to de-escalate the situation. But when the driver exited the store and walked toward her car, the argument resumed, and the video reportedly shows the woman reaching into her purse and pulling out a gun as she approached her vehicle. Even after the weapon was visible, the confrontation continued, with footage showing LaTrosha punching the woman before a physical struggle followed, during which LaTrosha was shot, with one witness saying the woman first fired into the air and then fired again, striking LaTrosha. And after she fell, the witness said LaTrosha stated, "Ma'am, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong." And the shooter then got into a silver Cadillac and left the scene. While authorities have said the investigation remains active and limited details have been released as detectives work to identify the woman and determine what charges may apply. As video and early reports circulated online, public debate intensified, with many questioning whether the shooting qualified as self-defense or fell under Florida's stand your ground law. Some arguing that once a gun appears, the safest option is to walk away, while others pointed out that the physical fight began after LaTrosha threw a punch, and even among those who believed self-defense could apply. Several noted that leaving the scene could complicate that claim, while others pushed back, arguing that a fistfight does not automatically justify lethal force, and that displaying a firearm could itself be viewed as escalation, turning the discussion into a broader debate about what the law permits versus what individuals believe is morally justified. Then LaTrosha's family spoke, with her sister sharing a message describing her grief and emphasizing that the woman seen in the video was not the full picture of who LaTrosha was, saying her sister never recovered from losing her child 20 years ago, and urging people not to judge a life based on seconds of footage, while friends described LaTrosha as kind and loving, reminding others that behind the viral clips and comment sections was a real person with a history, struggles, and people who loved her. And while social media dissected every frame, her family faced a different reality, planning a funeral, reading public commentary about someone they cherished, and trying to understand how a routine afternoon turned into a permanent loss.
Surveillance video shows the victim and the shooter get into an argument. A fight breaks out, then gunshots. Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office released this picture of the victim, 42-year-old Latrasha Williams, who was shot and killed at this gas station on Southwest 268th Street Sunday afternoon. Surveillance video shows Williams in the blue hoodie getting into a confrontation with a woman who had just pulled into the gas station. The two argue for about 30 seconds, then the woman goes into the store. You then see Williams take off her hoodie as a witness tries to de-escalate the situation. When the driver comes back out, the argument continues, then turns into a physical fight. The driver then pulls out a gun and at some point shoots Williams. We paused the video before she was shot. We blurred the video as she laid on the ground. The driver then gets back in the car and drives off. People nearby watch, but no one helps her. One witness who didn't want to be identified says Williams was a mother of two. She describes what happened.
She let go 2 gunshots to see maybe she'll go away or something, but she didn't. So they kept on arguing. So the third shot, that's when she got shot, and she passed away.
Social media has been split, with some believing this was a case of self-defense and others saying Latrosha Yvette Williams caused her own demise, and thousands of comments have continued to generate since the video made its rounds. And this is where I want to end this, because stories like this leave so many people feeling angry, confused, and heavy. If you are watching this and you are focused on the law, you might be asking, was it justified? If you are watching this and you are focused on emotions, you might be asking, how did it get this far? But if you are the family, you're not asking either one of those questions first. You are asking, why is she gone? This is one of those tragedies that shows how fast life can flip and how dangerous it is when pride and anger take the driver's seat. Because once a weapon is introduced, it stops being a regular argument and becomes a situation where there may not be a second chance. So if there is anything to take from this, let it be this. Choose peace over proving a point, because being right is not worth being gone, and you never know what someone else is carrying. And you also never know how far a moment can go when emotions are high. Rest in peace to Latrosha Yvette Williams, and prayers to everyone who loved her and to everyone affected by what happened that day. And I want to ask you this, respectfully, because I want real conversation, not cruelty. When you watched this story, did you see a legal debate or did you see a human tragedy? And what do you think could have stopped it before it reached that point?